Good day, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the OffGrid Enclave. In this video we will be having a look at a very easy and robust to grow vegetable, the Jerusalem artichoke, or how it's called in Germany, the Topinambur. This plant has a bunch of outstanding properties for homesteading. It has a very strong and robust growth pattern. It will outgrow most of the weeds and pests. It will also outgrow most of the parasite infections. Unless it is exceptionally dry, it does not require any watering in summer. The tubers of the Jerusalem artichoke can be very much compared with potatoes. Instead of starch, however, their main energy is in inulin. As inulin is a blood sugar neutral energy, the Jerusalem artichoke is very popular amongst people with diabetes. For the untrained stomach, it does take a few weeks to get used to digesting inulin properly. Another advantage of the Jerusalem artichoke is that its growing pattern is so strong that usually it is recommended to put root barriers to stop its spread. The flowers of the Jerusalem artichoke grow big and beautiful. They will reach about 2 to 2.50 meters in height and bloom yellow. Compared to potatoes, the Jerusalem artichoke cannot be stored as long. It is possible to store them 4 to 6 weeks in the fridge, or store them in the freezer for long term. Another method of storage for the Jerusalem artichoke is to only harvest on the need to have basis during winter. Before the frost hits, one needs to cut the flowers and cover the ground with some isolation material, something like straw. For the daily needs, simply remove the straw and dig out as much of the tubers as you need. Alright then, enough of the theory. I will show you guys my Topinambur garden. This here is my 9 square meter test bed for the Jerusalem artichoke. For this test setup, I used a soil that is rather bad in its nutrient quality. It does contain lots of rocks and would not be considered suitable material to grow vegetables. The Jerusalem artichoke, however, did exceptionally well in these conditions. I built the bed out of hollow concrete stones to make sure the roots don't spread. This also provides easy access. The hollow stones have been filled with styroconcrete. That is a mixture of styrofoam pebbles and concrete, which provides a reasonable amount of isolation. I used a wooden board to close one of the small ends of the bed, so it is still manageable with machinery, if I want to change the complete soil or something like that. This here is one of the plant stems that has been cut off before winter. Around here we will be starting our digging project for today's lunch. My favorite tool for this, especially in rocky soil, is the garden fork. We don't need to dig deep for these. After the first hit, you can see there's already plenty of tubers coming out. When I planted the tubers, I left about 25 centimeters between each of the plants. There is quite a variety of different sorts of Jerusalem artichoke available on the market. The sort I have produces big, round tubers that are almost potato size. Some of them are potato size or bigger. I will be showing you guys the biggest ones at the end of today's harvest. If done in a bed, the Jerusalem artichokes are really easy to harvest. For a 4-person meal, it takes about 5 to 10 minutes to harvest them, fresh out of the ground. As there is not much fresh vegetables around in winter, that is quite nice to have. The square meter yield for the Jerusalem artichoke is usually quite respectable. For this test setup with very rocky soil, no love given over the summertime, no fertilizer added, I got about 3 kilos per half square meter. As mentioned before, there's different sorts of the Jerusalem artichoke for food production. You can see the size of the tubers is somewhat equal to potatoes. Overall, I would say they're about 20 to 30% smaller than potatoes. The Jerusalem artichoke also produces a lot of these very small tubers. Instead of using them for food, I use them to plant the next generation. The same I will do with tubers that got chopped up during the digging process. To plant the Jerusalem artichoke, I make holes about 15 to 20 centimeters deep and drop a tuber inside. I space the plants about 20 to 25 centimeters apart. With that, the topinambur or the Jerusalem artichoke are going off to the kitchen. Cooking wise, they can be very much compared with potatoes. They do have a little bit of their own taste, but overall it's very comparable to potatoes. Most recipes that are working with potatoes will work with topinambur just as well. If you have questions, input, or if you have further interest in topics like that, don't be shy, hop on our Discord. I'll put the link down there in the description. Another use for the Jerusalem artichoke is making booze. About 90% of Germany's production of the topinambur goes straight into liquor production. With that note, thank you all for watching. Consider leaving a like if you enjoyed this content. Subscribe for further videos and updates. Thanks you all, have a great day and make it count.